Okay.
Sarah from Hey Frase.
It's a podcast, not a cast pod. Hey, Frase, every day she'll make you say, oh my God. She got the scoop on pop culture news, so grab a drink. It ain't what you think. It's Sarah and the crew.
This is about the time that the alcohol kicks in. Like by the end of the song, I've already had my first 3 sips. You know that like little bit of high you get like when you're drinking, and especially like when you're drinking a high alcohol content, drink. I'm drinking this rosé. It's actually pretty good, this black box rosé. I can't believe this because I'm a huge wine snob. First of all, I rarely drink wines from America. I really hate it because most of the time they give me really bad hangovers, and I always feel like they put chemicals in the tannins to, speed up the process, which I feel like I read somewhere like 5 years ago. But if you ask me to cite a source, I couldn't at all. I feel like this is completely made up science. I don't even care.
Totally made up.
Bitch does not care. Okay. And anyway, so I drink this wine and like I have a few sips before the show. Then we hit the intro song. And then by the end, I'm feeling warm and fuzzy inside. I don't know. I don't know if it's the shaman. If the shaman reading that I just had by our friend Beatrice is the reason that I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy, or if it's the wine.
Oh, God. Your eyes are already drooping. But
They are?
Let me say this. Didn't we diss the shaman and now we're like all about her, right? You went? Oh, my God.
Well, Leslie, of course, our digital content creator, Leslie, who is not here today, but she did think that Beatrice was a witch, but I loved it from the start. And everybody had this visceral reaction, right? She comes in, Paul's having a meltdown about the logos, and then Shannon was like, oh my God, she's burning this sage. Oscar's going to kill us. Oscar's one of the owners of Podcast Village because it was going to seep into the walls. Anyway, I'm sitting there like the most zen I've ever been in my life. I'm taking it all in from Beatrice, but I'm like the only one. So then Beatrice said to me, come have a reading and I'll give you a shaman reading or whatever. So I just did that earlier this morning. It was 2 hours. I got to tell you, I feel like it's amazing. So what she does is she has this cute little office in Tacoma Park. She brings you in, she interviews you for like the first 20 minutes about what's going on in your life, what do you want to work on, what's your intention, what are you feeling blocked about, and then she's like, okay, you're going to come into my my shaman space, and you lie down on like you've got this like little bed and a pillow, and then she burns all this sage and like has all this music going and everything. Anyhow, I loved it all. I don't know if it was like a deep meditation and I just had like 2 hours off, or if it was like channeling the spirits. But she spoke with the spirits and then she told me lots of things to work on. She basically, I thought this was interesting. She read me and she said, look, you have good energy. You and Dan, who is my boyfriend of 5 years, have really good energy, but you are not present with him. That you do not, you are always thinking. She told me my legs are in the future and my upper torso is in the past. And she said that I need to get alignment because my upper torso is living in the past. My legs are living in the future. And she's like, you need to be aligned and being present in the moment. She told me to take my shoes off, start getting grounded to the earth. And there's at the bottom of my spine, there's a root that goes straight down to the earth. And I need to use that to channel energy and light. I know you're super Catholic. Your parents are going to roll over and they're great. No, they're still alive. They're going to roll over at their home.
They might be dead now knowing that this is going on.
Don't let Leslie listen. We are definitely, she will. Oh, my Lord. I mean, she'll have to write a novel to denounce this woman after I tell her all the stuff that's gone on.
That sounds a little trippy to me. Your legs are somewhere else. Your body's detached. Your heart is in the sky.
So she told me that, and she was saying easy does it. That, you know, the things that I want to manifest are going to happen, but I am too impatient and not living in the moment. And she said that if you don't live in the moment now and enjoy the process, when you get the goal of what you want, you're going to still be unhappy, which I thought was really good because that's the truth, right?
Like, yeah. But I think it's interesting that she blamed you, and this whole time we're like, fuck Dan. Dan is the problem. Dan is the issue. And she's like, it's all you. You need to connect more with the earth.
Yes. So and I was saying to her, the funniest part too is I was saying, well, you know, like he's not very emotional. And she's like, she's this very French accent. So she's like, I love it. Men are not emotional. And I was like,
I don't know where you have been, but men are not emotional. Never have been.
Actually, that's more of the accent. You're so good. You just need some chimes and some sage. I loved it when she saged. She kept saging the. I was like, bring it in. Anyway, I thought that was so good. I don't know. You know, do they really like? spiritually connect to the other level or other side? She says she does. She says that when you're in there and you basically are meditating with her for like a good 40 minutes.
Does she hold your hands and you're kind of together?
Not really. She like touches your shoulders. She touches your shoulders, your feet, your hip bones, like, because she keeps insisting that you're grounded. Like, she wants you to feel like there is literally a root pulling you down. And like, you breathe light into the front end of your body, and then out the back of your shins, your back, your shoulders, your butthole. You're getting rid of all the toxicity.
Okay.
So I loved that part. I was like, I think this is totally working.
And did you? Right. I'm like, But was it in her
prayer
house?
Does the same thing. No, she's in office. She's in office, and she has like a shaman. When you go in, the office is like, I mean, you can imagine, like, it's super like white and pristine
meditation.
and very meditative, and you sit and you just like have tea or water and just you talk about your intentions, and then you're like, oh, I have these goals, I want to be a famous talk show host. And she's like, in this space we don't have goals, you have what did she was it in I think there's difference, because she says that whole thing, remember, like, you're like too young for this, but there used to be a book called The Secret. Shannon will know this. Shannon's in today.
The Secret?
Shannon will know this. You know the book The Secret, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it. And then didn't they make a movie?
Yes. I've watched both. She says they're bullshit, because she says that the Secret is all about, like, she says this idea that you put like a car or the dream house that you want on your wall, and like you look at it every day. She says that's like absolutely bullshit, because people aren't connecting on a deeper level. They only think that they want the material thing. They don't know what they want emotionally and what they want from the material thing. So she says that's why it never manifests for people.
Okay, so I find that interesting. So like a mood board, when you put up a mood board, like a Pinterest.
Waste of time, she says.
Waste of time.
Because she says unless you're concentrating on the vibrations of what is it that you want from that. What do you think is going to happen when you have the yacht?
Oh, okay. I kind of get what she's saying now. So
because she says that even if you manifest the yacht, let's say you have the mood board and you've got the yacht, right?
But what is the yacht to you?
What? Right, exactly. What does the yacht symbolize? Like, how are you living your life at that point when you step onto the yacht? Because basically what she's saying is if you don't have all the emotions in order, when you get on that yacht, you're not going to be happy. Nothing's going to change, and it's not going to last. At least that's what she told me in this session.
I mean, I do like that. I think that has a lot of truth. I like what she's saying.
So she says it's all about envisioning like how you want to live your life, and like that you want to manifest things with ease, and that people need to be open. Like, okay, maybe you want the house, that mansion, but suddenly the universe is giving you a different house. And she says that people need to be open and take that house, because that is where you need to be. But people get so caught up in but my mood board was this house. And she's like, no.
So I want a mansion, but I'm stuck with a trailer park. Well, that is what you get. So
I'm trying to manifest the mansion, but God keeps giving me a trailer.
What
is this trying to tell me? But I think that's great. And she says we spend way too much time here on Earth searching, and that really the power, the control, the ease, the happiness is like right now, is present, is
in our own bodies, in our own mind,
in our own bodies, and like getting out of debt. Like she's like, okay, what does that feel like? And then what are you going to do? Lots of people, she says, come in to see her and they're like, I want to get out of debt. And then she's like, okay, and then what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to buy something. And then she's like, wait a second.
That makes no sense.
You're getting out of debt to just get more debt?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, damn. That's because I did the mood board too. And I did that like 10 years ago. And where the fuck is the mansion?
I just put stuff on my mood board today. I better rethink all of this.
Yeah, I was like, that's really good. I was into it when she was talking about that. Because I always think when you go to those people, they're always like, oh, you can manifest anything you want.
I know. They try to,
But she was like, look, this isn't about like making wishes and me predicting them. She's like, what's your feel? How do you want to live? She's like, how do you want to live? And even when you have your talk show, how do you want to live? Are you going to be living any differently than you live now? And I'm like, oh, that's really good. I want to stay exactly kind of how I am, only more giving, I think.
With the job.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, then you need to be really happy for this platform that you already have. instead
Wow.
of like wishing for all. And I was like, oh my God, it was really good because I do live in the future. And
It's
I'm
true, but-
always walking everywhere. She told me to stop walking and start stretching. She did. Dead serious. She's like, your legs are so busy.
Oh my God.
You're moving all the
You just
time.
talked to Dan on the phone the other day. You go, honey, I got my walking shoes on. I'm ready to walk all over you. She's telling you to.
What do you say? What? I can't remember.
Dan just goes, okay. No, but what I'm trying to say is that you're always walking all over the place. You got your power shoes on. You literally have your Asics. What are they?
Yeah, I power walk with
stop
my
walking.
Asics, and now I've got my old woman Echo shoes on, my Echo sandals on that are literally like, you know how you get the option when you go to buy shoes, you can get like, narrow, like
Oh, yeah.
wide, or I mean, mine are literally XL, like they're a whole plate. Like I'm walking on two. Like, I'm the baddest feet. I do, right? Look at these. Oh my God, wait, can you see them? Yeah, look, that is a massive. You can't get any wider.
That is like a platypus tail.
This is like 14D. I mean, there's literally no, like, it's so wide.
Looking from Sarah from top to bottom, you look at her, you're like, young, sexy, hot. What
as
are those? Old as fuck. What are the orthopedic surgeon shoes? I don't even know.
We have got to do an Instagram photo about that.
We do. Because it's always like, we're always taking pictures for Sarah's for her Instagram or for one of our sponsors. And she's like, don't get the feet. Don't get my feet. And she always wants to borrow my shoes. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Bring your own shoe. Because I have a massive foot, by the way.
Have you found my backpack? It's already fucking heavy enough. I'm not throwing shoes in there. And that's what she said to me. She's like, I walked out and I put like, because I'm always carrying this goddamn backpack
always
everywhere now.
have
Because
it.
I walk everywhere. That's why she's like, stop walking and start stretching.
Oh my God.
And so she told me like yoga would be really good for me. And then she like saw my backpack and I put it on one shoulder and she was like, no, do not do. She was like flipping the fuck out. Like she was having a shaman meltdown. She was like, no, you must have balance. She was like, okay, I can't stop with this accent. Cause
No, it's great. I love it. I love when you do it.
something. It's not even her. Like it's
a Russian
terrible.
dictator.
Like she's like, always have both straps on. I was like, okay. I mean, there was a lot of information in this 2-hour session. I'll get the website, by the way, because I do want to, if people want to see her, look, to each their own. I really loved it. Like I walked away and I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. Like she did have some interesting insights, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. If you meditated every day, maybe you'd probably feel the same things. But
Manifesting what you want, thinking about it, reflecting on it, kind of that.
And going deeper, going deeper than material things. And we're all caught in that. We're all
Yeah.
just caught in beauty and material things and I'll be happy when. And she like nothing that does not exist in her world. Like she's like, you need to eradicate all this. I'll be happy when. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like I'll be happy when I move out from my parents?
Yes. I'm like, I could give you 1,000 list of things I'd be happy when, but
Well, look, by the way, I have to shout out, AJ is co-hosting today. Usually I always tell you who's in studio. AJ, of course, is the producer of the Hey Frase podcast. She's also the co-host. You're so talented on air. Beatrice had good vibes for you. Not for everybody on the show. I'll talk about that later. But
Sarah, are you
felt really
just
good.
telling me this to like lift my
No,
spirits right now?
she was like, no, the show is really good. She's like, it's really within spirit, but
Beatrice,
Beatrice, we
getting
love
on my
you.
good side now.
ShamanicSpiritualHealing.com. And Beatrice Polney is her name. And it's ShamanicSpiritualHealing.com. She's in Tacoma Park. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool, but, it's expensive and it's 2 hours and it's, it's kind of fun. But I want to try it.
Give it a shot.
Look, we got to talk. We got a lot of things to talk about. I want to try and get my mom on the phone. There's apparently a super volcano brewing under New England, and everybody knows my mom lives in Maine. I want to
Right.
see if she's preparing.
Does she even know there is a Super Bowl? Have you told her?
I'm going to go with no. I doubt it. She today told me when I called her this morning she was heading to the lavender fields of Maine with her girlfriend. I was like, okay, whatever. Like she literally was like, I'm going up to the largest lavender fields up in New England. Up in Maine.
Your mom is amazing to me because she's living her best life. Like, not
She
everybody would go to lavender fields.
Just took a bus trip to Canada with like 50 people, had the best time with their girlfriends. They went up to like Anna Green Gables' home. I don't even know who the fuck Anna Green Gables is. Like, I can't even remember.
that?
I don't know. But she's like living her life and she's like, I'm leaving the phone with your brother. Don't even call me.
When you try to call her, she's not even available. She has more activities than you even have, and you're a busy woman.
She is living the life. Like I honestly think she'll be one of like, you read all these stories about like senior citizens getting STDs.
Oh, yeah,
I feel like she's totally going to call me with gonorrhea. Like at any moment. She's completely like having the best time.
Oh my God.
I know. She's a wild woman.
That's so fun though. Lavender.
So I want to try and get her on the phone.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk to you because this is a big weekend coming up for you. You are meeting. Wait, no, your parents and Iggy, your boyfriend of what, 2 years?
Almost 2 years, yeah.
So tell us like what's going to go down because I want to discuss this whole thing. Then we have pineapple mail to get to and some stories.
Okay, so I hate to talk about Iggy so much. I feel like I don't talk about him too much, right? Like I don't over talk.
No, please.
Okay.
I mean, I beat Dan to death. Then we drag that horse back up and beat him again. Like, please, you can't possibly. No, go on. Poor Dan. He's at a tune now. He can't even listen anymore. It's so much about him.
We had to beat that horse to a pulp.
Oh my God.
Oh
the
my
horse
God.
is like beaten into the ground. Then we dig out the bones and
So,
beat him again.
Oh my God, I can't even talk. I can't even prepare myself enough for this weekend. So you'd already know my parents aren't crazy, but they're just everybody's family has their ish, right?
Oh, totally.
It's not like my parents are crazy, but they are just so different from Iggy's parents. And when I used to live upstate where I met Iggy, I would visit his family all the time. Because they were like my second family.
Sure.
In wherever, in upstate. So, the parents are always doing something. They're always busy. The mom works. The dad works. The dad is obsessed with working. And my parents are like, do you want to go to the pool? Like, do you want to go camping? Like, we have so much stuff to do, but like, fuck it. Let's not say we did. And they are so different. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's going to be like.
Your parents really do live life. Like, they'd be good at the shamanic healer because...
Oh, yeah, but they're like super Catholic. They're going to be like, ex-nay.
True.
Yeah. They're not going to be down for that. But like they live the same, relaxed, grounded. If there's an option to like clean the dishes or like build a shed, my dad's like, nah, let's go to the pool. Let's go to the beach. They're all about living life. So that's my only thing. And my parents are super religious. Iggy's parents kind of left the Catholic faith, but they're still supportive of it. They love to cook. I don't know. I'm just freaking out.
Why are you at all? You feel like they could clash, like
also,
the parents.
Sometimes my mom if something bothers her, she'll have an explosive reaction, and whoever is in her path, they gonna get it. They are gonna get it without even knowing.
Like strangers, like
not
you think
strangers,
she would blow up on them?
Not strangers, but if she's having a bad day, she'll put the problem down, she'll dig it into her body, and then it'll just explode. And whoever is there in the room, she's like, fuck you. She like gets affected.
Because she and Iggy have had their moment, right?
They've had their moments, yeah.
Right.
When he was living with us in our house and he like messed up a bunch of stuff and she got pissed. So I thought that was the end of us.
Yes,
But
I remember
when
that.
I had that crying fit and
No.
you're like, oh, your mom just yelled at Iggy? No big deal. Move on. I thought somebody died in your family. I was like, no.
Yeah, you were like, I don't think I can come in. I'm having like a really bad family issue. I was like, oh my God, what happened? Did someone pass? You were like, no, my mom and Iggy had a fight. I was like, girl, get your ass in here. That is like nothing. And he was like fine,
even
right?
Paul was like, that's a lame excuse. Get in. Not even I will call off for that. And then I was like, okay, you're right. I'm going to work. So yeah, they're gonna meet. It's gonna be fine, and we would just hope. Also, their house. Oh, this is the biggest thing: is they are super clean people. And my mom can't see, so I do the brunt of the cleaning, and I'm messy, so the house is just strewn all over. And my dad doesn't give a shit either. They're just like they're not disgusted. Okay, they're not hoarders and homeless.
No,
but,
I've been to your house. It's nice. It's picked up. I mean.
Yeah. But it's not spotless. They're not continuously cleaning. Like this family, the dog sheds once and they're like, oh my God, Swiffer. You know what I mean? And my family's like, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Really?
A year later, there's like dog hair everywhere. All I'm saying is they're just different type of people.
How long are you all staying together?
So it's going to be the whole weekend. So I guess Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then into Monday.
Okay, well, if you guys have any tips for AJ, you can leave, because I'm sure everybody watching on Facebook, we're live on Facebook every Mondays and Wednesdays, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any tips for AJ, you can leave them comments here on Facebook. Or where can people reach you? What's best? Do you like people to hit you up on Instagram? You want to give out your email? What's best?
Yeah, email me if you guys have any questions. It's Andrea@heyfrase.com. Sounds so official. I got a
You
Hey
are
Frase
official.
email.
You are so official. By the way, you ladies, you and Leslie and myself were in Alexandria Times in the newspaper for Ardell Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really cute. People were tagging me in that. Also, I want to thank a couple of our sponsors and then tell you about our next live podcast show where AJ... Maybe Leslie, we're not sure. AJ, Danny Starr, Paul Wharton, and myself are doing a stand-up comedy act and podcasting. This will be really interesting. Hosted by the comedian Rob Mayer, who's supposed to be giving us stand-up comedy training.
I can't wait.
All going down August 3rd at AMP by Strathmore in Rockville, Maryland. You can look on heyfrase.com. There's tickets there. But I'm also going to give you ampbystrathmore.com is the website. And you can just hit their live shows. Hey Fraser's right there. So we're all going to do like 5-minute sets. I can't wait because they're going to literally have to like turn the house like dark to get Paul off stage. Because like 5 minutes for him is like the warm up of him being hey everyone, it's Paul Wharton, and then he'll just get through like everything in his life and he'll do shout outs to every fucking person who put his socks on, like everybody, right? And then finally get into the set. I'm kidding.
I'm that is so. He's like,
is that what he
my
does?
Hair people.
He gives a
my
shout
book
out.
People, my publisher, my maid, my drink master, like things I didn't even know existed. I love you, Paul, so much. I just wish I had those people on my team.
Oh,
too.
he's cursing the fuck out of us right now. Let's not even lie. So ampbystrathmore.com, August 3rd. The showtime is at 8 o'clock. Doors open 6:30. It's going to be an incredible show. I really feel like it's going to be unique comedy that you've never seen before. Do you even know what you're like? Dan was asking me. He's like, "What's your set going to be about?" Like, do you even know?
I started writing some stuff.
You did?
I did.
Shit, I haven't done anything.
But I'm waiting for Rob Mayer to give me his expertise and his advice. He's like, I don't really think he's giving us advice. I think we're all just going to sit around in a circle and be
I think Rob Mayer's so excited to be there. He's just like, whatever you guys want. And then Rob's already got his set because he's open for like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
I think he already knows he's going to steal the show. So he's like, oh, sure, go with that. Whatever you want to talk about.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, your colonoscopy, awesome. You're
Talk
like,
about
Rob,
that.
I don't know if that's a good, okay. But also we have to thank Mark Livingstone and Cornerstone First Financial. They're awesome. If you are in the market to get a home, maybe you've purchased one already, maybe you're a first-time home buyer, Cornerstone First Financial is the bomb. They're amazing. We love Mark. Look, we know Mark directly. I'm using him with Dan. We've already been pre-approved for our mortgage. And when you go to heyfrase.com, right there at the bottom, there's a picture of Mark. Click on that, and you apply through Hey Frase. Essentially, you get all your fees waived up to $450. So totally do it. You will love it, love it, love it. And you don't want to worry about your mortgage and loan needs when you're trying to buy a house. It's stressful enough in this market. My God, everyone's trying to one-up you and everyone's so rich. What the hell? How are these people affording $10,000 more? I'm like, shit. Where am I going to come up with that? Anyway, heyfrase.com, and it's Cornerstone First Financial. We also have to thank MistyBlue.com. She is the woman that has been outfitting me with all my OOTDs of the week. She's a female-owned business owner right here in Maryland, and her clothes are great. I really like, because you've been helping me style, AJ. Do you like Misty Blue's, what do you like her clothing? What best about it?
Well, super colorful, and then we love that it's all-inclusive sizes. 4 to
24.
4 to 24.
Yeah.
The jumpsuit's my favorite, the colorful one. You guys have seen it. Sarah, it's one of the OOTDs.
So go to mistyblue.com. You use code HeyFrase, you get 15% off. And then also for all your insurance needs, after you got the home, you need your insurance. So Jessica Claros is your woman. She takes care of anyone in Maryland. So she's licensed insurance in the state of Maryland, whether it's auto, home, life insurance, short-term, long-term disability. She's got you covered. I say it all the time. That's how my mom is like living her best life, because thankfully my dad planned and had a life insurance policy. I actually just got one myself. Life insurance, short-term, long-term disability. The payment's only a little over $100 a month. Totally worth it. So Jessica Claros is who you can see. She works with Farmers Insurance. You can go to farmers.com/Jessica Claros, or you can call her office 301-273-1133. All right, let's do a couple stories and then we'll do some pineapple mail. And I want to hear all your thoughts on these. So I love the story of the woman who essentially she was trying to test her boyfriend's loyalty. You've tried to do this. You and I talk about this, trying to like see if like Iggy or Dan are up to anything. And of course, like we never find anything except for that they're both like obsessed with Star Wars and making figurines.
Yes.
Like, anyway, so this woman, Ashley, decided that she would be on the YouTube series To Catch a Cheater. Ashley's best friend, Alex, who, by the way, is insanely hot.
Yeah, I was looking at this. I'm like, obviously he's going to cheat on you.
No kidding. I feel like they don't give like real depictions. Okay, yeah. I feel like I would not be mad if Dan was like, hey, I'll come over to your place later. Like, she's super hot. Like, anyway, so they set this woman up, Alex, to hit on Ashley's boyfriend, Bart. Well, a hidden camera captured the reaction. Unfortunately for Ashley, her boyfriend didn't just flirt with Alex. He agreed to go over to her house and potentially spend the night with her. I can't trust him, Ashley is heard saying. If he's going to be like that with my best friend, God knows what he's like with another girl. All right. I don't even think. I hope we are. I mean, are you bringing up the picture? I think. Oh no, wait, we don't have a photo of it. I was going to say, do we have a picture of her? But Alex is so hot. It's incredible compared to the other girlfriend.
Yeah, at least choose one of your duff, like designated ugly fat friend. That's what they call them, which is so mean to say. But don't be choosing your hot model best friend.
I mean, come on. Any man would be telling me. This woman is like literally 5'8". She's huge boobs, like this tiny waist, and she's wearing like these Daisy Duke shorts. She looks amazing. Yeah,
obviously
he's going to
yes.
go for
them. Right.
Anyway,
I'd be mad if he didn't. I'd be like, well, you're an idiot.
I got to check out this series, by the way. I'm dying to watch this.
Well, yeah, what is it on? Oh,
it's on YouTube. Yeah. It's completely on YouTube, and it's all about catching cheaters. And it's called To Catch a Cheater. So anyway, she looks really hot, and at the end, he like picks her up, gives her a hug, and says he'll be over to her place later. And then, of course, they bust him live. Anyway.
Bust him live.
She's smoking hot. Like any guy would say yes to that. You got to get somebody more realistic.
All right, this is what's going to happen. We're going to have Leslie test Iggy.
Leslie. Yeah. Oh, we should. That would be really good.
I feel like we should do this, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, Paul tried to test him, and he passed that. Like,
at one of our live shows,
Paul tried to basically hit on Iggy, and
Yeah.
Iggy didn't seem like he was falling for it. He wasn't that into it.
At first, he was kind of confused, and he's like, I think he like shit himself a little bit. He was so scared.
He really did. Oh my God, it was so true. Also, okay, look, I have to admit, I am a true crime fan. You're not that big into true crime, are you, AJ?
I got into it because of you.
Well, because I did a true crime podcast series with Fox 5 here in D.C., and it was about the story of the Savopoulos family, who it was the husband, the wife, their maid, and their 10-year-old son who were held hostage in their home in Northwest D.C. in this like beautiful, multi-million-dollar neighborhood. And they were held for 19 hours, and then they're murdered by this guy, Darren Wendt, allegedly. He has not gone to trial yet. But he was caught because of DNA on his pizza crust. But this story had so many like layers to it and so much. And I've been fascinated by it forever. Of course, I listen to Serial. I listen to Vanish, like all these podcasts. So I was really fascinated by it and wanted to do one. So Fox was cool enough to be like, hey, yeah, let's do it. So anyway, we did it, and I'm still kind of working on a true crime pilot that we'll see what happens if that goes anywhere with Fox. But now Brightest Young Things, which is an organization here in DC, says that they are having a true crime podcast festival with BuzzFeed's Unsolved and How Did This Get Made, True Crime Edition, this fall. So if you're into true crime, you're going to want to go to their website, Brightest Young Things, and sign up. They're expecting several hundred people to come to the event, and it's going to be happening in November. They say they're going to talk all about the true crime space, why it's fascinating, and of course they'll have some of the hosts of these popular podcasts also coming out to talk. So if you're interested in that. But you weren't interested before, AJ.
You got me into it. And then there's one on Netflix. I like the podcast series, but I like the Netflix ones even better.
Me
like
too.
The Staircase. I love to see the visuals
Staircase
of them.
was so good.
You know what I mean? So I have to see it all.
Okay, which by the way, did you watch all of Staircase?
We're so damn busy. I swear I'm going home to watch that. I'm going to finish the rest of Staircase because I told you, and you started telling me everything. I was like, I have not finished it.
Well, wait, I have to share one other little nugget with you that the audience, okay, this isn't really a spoiler alert, but if you...
God. Spoiler alert, I'm warning you.
Spoiler alert. Look, if you don't want to know Staircase, like a recent update, don't listen to this. Don't watch for 1 second. But I didn't realize this, but the guy in it is Michael Peterson was actually dating the woman who did the film, like did the documentary, like this French woman who was a part of it. Yes. Like they were having a romantic relation. Well, I guess not really romantic, but platonic. They like fell in love. She like reached out to him and wanted to do with her crew a documentary about his life. And then they ended up having an affair. And now they're together that he's out of jail. I'm like, what? That's like an important part of this.
They were having a relationship prior to his wife getting murdered.
Yes, they've been having like the whole time. You know how that documentary was like filmed over like 10 years?
Yes.
The whole time. They were they basically were dating.
Okay, this is why I think he's guilty.
Well, that changed it for me because I did not think he was guilty. And then I read that and I'm like, what?
Whenever I read one of the true crime and whenever somebody's dating or they're being I am like, he killed his wife to sleep with this woman.
But I mean, he didn't, in all fairness, he did not meet the documentary woman till after the murder or the death of his wife.
I thought they were
No,
dating.
they weren't dating before. So they were dating after. He goes to jail. Well,
Yes.
no, I mean, they would have met after she died, shortly thereafter. And then they start filming. But I don't know how long then their relationship actually became like a physical relationship. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, they were platonic for a while. That's what you said.
Right.
Well, anyways, go watch Staircase if you haven't seen it on Netflix.
Oh my God, it's amazing. But then that makes me think,
I know.
was something else going on? I don't know. Also, if you're into true crime, and you're not really into this either, but I... Sorry, I like these two stories. Like AJ, do you even know who Tupac is or was?
Yes. Oh my
Okay.
God. Don't make me that person. See, I won't even.
I bet Leslie doesn't. I honestly,
I
wish
wasn't
she
going
was
to say
here
it,
today.
Leslie.
I wish she was here today. I bet she has no clue who he is. Honest to God.
She wasn't born here. She literally moved to the United States 4 years ago. So we can't be mad at her for that.
That's true. Well,
But
wait,
I
she was
know
in
who
Puerto Rico.
Tupac
Puerto Rico is a part of the United States.
But she wasn't. They have like their totally own celebrities, their total own everything.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, that's true.
I just saved myself.
No, you're totally fine. But I'm obsessed. And of course, now, if you haven't heard, this story has been out for a week or so, but the murder of Tupac has reportedly been solved, with rapper Keefe D coming forward to confess playing a part in his shooting. The rap icon died 22 years ago after a drive-by shooting in Vegas, but it looks like that murder has been solved. Authorities and also people who were part of the Netflix series called Unsolved, the Tupac and Biggie murders, say that it's disgusting that Keefe D now is sick and like dying of cancer, basically. So
he's, like,
he's
admitting.
confessed. Right. But they're saying other people involved with Keefe D have yet to be arrested, which they find disgraceful. The documentary is based on taped confessions by rapper and Crips gang rival Keefe D, recorded under immunity from prosecution. So Keefe D struck a deal too and can no longer get, I mean, apparently he's sick. I don't know if that's true or not, but he can't get any additional jail time because he struck a deal.
To admit everything.
Right. Basically, like, if he would talk, they would give him immunity from any further. I mean, he's been in and out of jail, and I believe still is in jail. Yeah.
But he can't get any more on top of his time.
Correct. Exactly.
System.
Yeah. So Keefe D confessed to being in the car with the shooter, but refused to name them due to street code. That was back several years ago. The series executive producer Kyle Long added that he believes police need to pursue Keefe D in connection with the murder today. But we'll see if that happens. So anyway, I thought that was pretty fascinating because, again, there's another true crime story obsessed with, like, who actually killed them, what happened. I mean, and then everybody thought that P. Diddy actually had ordered the hit on Tupac, which wasn't true. Anyhow.
The entire whole thing.
I know, the whole thing. So I've been obsessed with those two stories. If you're going for a job interview this week, they say here are the 5 questions that you could be tripped up on and that you should avoid at all costs. Have you ever had a disastrous job interview, AJ?
Disastrous job interview. I feel like I'm going to think of it after the fact, and I'm going to be like, "Damn it, that was so good." But normally I don't. Like, they're usually not a shoo-in. I haven't gotten every job that I applied for. I'm not going to say that. But
ours, we were like, "When can you start?" Did we even do a phone interview? We were just
showed up to Sarah's office, and I get there and I'm like,
I had an office?
Actually, it was
Where?
It was Paul's office.
Okay. I was going to say.
And Sarah's like sitting at his desk with her cup of tea. I'm like, oh, this is your office. No, it's not. It's Paul's. But anyway, she totally made herself comfortable, had her blankets because she's always cold. It was a whole thing. So, yeah, but I was so nervous. I went to the bathroom first. I fixed myself. And literally 10 minutes in, you're like, okay, I love you. Yeah, when can you start? And that was it. And that's how the crook, that's it. That was it. I love it.
Right move. It's worked out ever since, right? You've been here over a year, right? Or
I know. I was just counting up the months. Yeah, it's been over a year.
That is amazing. Well, look, I'm guilty of some of these. So they say when you go on a job interview, when your potential employer asks you these questions, they're trying to trip you up. What's your dream job? So according to fastcompany.com that put this story out, human resources managers asked this question, and it might seem easy enough, but it's asked because they're trying to gauge how quickly you're going to potentially be looking for another job.
Oh, that's so smart. So immediately, if you don't say something in the realm...
I did this when I went to a radio station and I wanted to get a job on air. I was like, I really want my own show. And I really I told them my whole life, I want my own talk show. Yeah. And the guy came back. They ended up hiring me for their promotions team and not on air. And the guy came back to me, the program director, and he's like, yeah, in the future, you're not going to want to tell people your whole plans because they don't think you're invested now in the show. I was like, oh shit, totally
So,
did that.
because in my mind, I would say they want somebody that's really ambitious and that wants a big job. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I would want to say.
They say if you're going to answer this question, the dream job better be in the field that you're interviewing for. So you better think quick. If it's an entirely different field, like if you're like, oh, someday I want to write a book and I want to do this, they're like,
Get out.
yeah, they're like, that's a bad sign. Tell me about a time you succeeded at work and a time that you failed. The interviewer is actually asking you how prepared you were and how likely you are to throw other coworkers under the bus. Explain what you learned from a situation, but don't exactly address it as a failure, is what they say. And then, of course, add a positive to your success. The success story can be positive, but how you failed, they say talk about it in terms of learning experience. Like, oh, this project was considered a failure, but I learned, X, Y, or Z, instead of blaming like other people or basically talking about like you were completely not prepared.
I do know that one. Yeah.
That's a good one. You've described yourself as X on your application. Explain that. They say lots of times people put big words like you're tenacious on your resume. And they say get ready to explain them in real life. Like they're going to ask you for an example. Like, tell me how you're tenacious, AJ.
And you're like, I just went on synonym.com. I don't actually know what tenacious means.
Exactly. So they say if you put it on your resume or if you put it on the application, be prepared to back it up. Number 4 is why are you looking for a new job? Again, they're actually asking you why. They're really asking you to reveal why you left your last position. And they're putting in why you're putting out feelers for a new job. They say be very careful not to trash your former employer. You need to talk in terms of growth. You also need to talk in terms of being a team player and working towards like, hey, I really want to be a part of this group because you guys seem to have like this really great chemistry together. Like they say, do not give specific examples of why your company was bad. Don't bash them. And is there anything that we should have asked you, but we haven't? This is a question that, in my experience, is according to fastcompany.com, 75% of people get tripped up on. That might be due in part to confusion. They think the interviewer is asking if you have any questions, but they're not. They're asking you if you have anything else to add. So come prepared with something else, like another example of how you'd fit in. That makes sense?
It does. And I may be applying to some jobs, and now I got all these tips.
Why are you applying to jobs? What?
Sarah's over here giving me the best advice ever. I think I need to go back into the job market.
This isn't for you. This is for people that are unhappy watching. What? No, absolutely not for you. I don't know if we have this, Shannon. Do we have the song that will instantly reduce your stress level by 65%?
No,
we don't have it.
But I can try to look it up.
Okay, well,
if it's there, we can plug it into the
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I think I can plug it in. Since I just came from the Shaman Healer, I loved this song. Here, I'm plugging it in right now. See if we can play it. But apparently, if you listen to this within 30 seconds of listening to it, researchers in the UK say that your stress level will go down 65%. All right, I'm playing this right now. I want to hear if you guys think this is super relaxing. Anybody else feeling relaxed? All right. I can see it.
This is so nice. Are you falling asleep on the job?
I am, actually. Do you like it, Shannon? Really?
I actually really love it. I would use this in my yoga class.
Really? Well, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the name of it again?
The name of the song is called Weightless.
Nice.
And it's by Mind Lab International. They did this study. They orchestrated this, and they say that overall, this song, listening to it for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, stress levels, brain activity, heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing all relaxed. All right.
I have it written down. I'm going to use it. Thanks. Keep coming back with more stuff.
Okay, no problem.
I love it.
Anytime. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like that. I was like, are they going to like that? I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, if you want to download it because you're feeling like, oh my God, stress, life. I don't know if I would be driving while listening to that. I would probably
do that.
I would probably literally fall asleep. But anyway, people really like that song and totally relaxed. All right, a couple other stories, AJ, I wanted to ask your opinion about. Then we're going to see if we can get my mom on the phone. I was looking to see if she had called us back, but I don't think she, or has texted us back, but I don't think she has. Because I wanted to ask her about a super volcano that apparently is like brewing under New England, to see if she's preparing for that at all, which I can guarantee you there's no way in hell.
But doesn't your mom like canning and stuff? So she's going to be like ready for any type
yeah,
of...
she'd be ready for that. Hey, now wait, where are you in your orgasm journey? Like, have you had the big O yet or not? Because we talk about this all the time on the show. So many women I know have like the hardest time having an orgasm, and you're not alone. Like, I have like 2 other girlfriends. Like, I actually need to check in with them, but the last time I talked to them, no O. Like, and they're like 30.
I mean, I'm on glass 3, so I'll tell you all the deets. Anytime you want to get the secrets out.
Because there's a new vibrator. It's called the Squish vibrator that apparently is changing women's sex lives. And it's just that almost looks like, your beauty blender.
Yes.
It basically looks like a beauty blender.
So what I realized was I need clitoral... I don't even know how
stimulation.
to say it. Yes. So not penetration. For me, it's all about the clit. So I still am having issues, but we're actually doing so much better.
Really?
I realized my problem was, and I talked to Shannon about this actually. We were out to dinner. We like forced her to get drinks with us. Remember that time? We're like,
yes,
you have to come out with us. And so she was like, you need to relax. You need to stop worrying. And I'm one to get super insecure if I'm in bed because I don't really have the best skills. I'm super young. I was a super late bloomer. I didn't sleep until...
I know, you poor thing. You went to an all women's high school.
This
poor girl.
I got to college, and for a long time I was going to wait until marriage. And then senior year, I kind of just got really drunk, and I liked this guy a lot. And I randomly my friend gave me a condom one night. I was like, oh, there's a and that's how I lost my virginity.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed. Like, I love you and Leslie. Like, you guys are just so, I mean, honest to God, like, I grew up in Maine. There was nothing to do but drink and fuck. Like, I was literally like 16. I was like, all right,
but did you
let's
guys
do
have
it back of a Ford truck.
It was a fun, like, porch parties, and they all
Oh,
had
we
like
used
the
to have,
barn
like, pit parties all the time. Yeah,
Yes.
but like everyone had sex like really young. I feel like there was nothing to do. It wasn't like people had sports in like a city. No,
I guess I was just such a late bloomer. Like, I didn't even know what. Like, I've told you guys, I've told the listeners, I didn't even know what my vagina was for like ever. But so I lost. Like I was saying, I just didn't have really high self-esteem in the bed, and to this day, it's growing. I think it'll be growing for a long time.
Oh my God, but that's good. So you feel like, okay, so
getting
like
better.
the sex is getting better.
Yes, 100%. But
Really?
but this I need to know about this because I think this will help.
Squish, I mean, honestly, God, it looks exactly like a beauty blender. It's $100. And they say that Squish is like perfect for like if you're just like on your own solo or with a partner. And more people rave about it. You can just by squeezing it, you get different like levels of vibration. But they say it's much easier. It's not invasive for a lot of people, and a lot of women also like the fact that it looks more like a beauty blender versus like the rabbit. A lot of people feel like it's really intimidating, which is true. It's like a massive. Have you ever seen the rabbit? Like,
I was gonna say, Shannon, you told me the rabbit, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I have a rabbit, but I also had another one that was like a butterfly thing.
oh, really?
That's what I was telling her to get. And then I tried to find it on Amazon. I did finally find it, and it was like $5, but it wasn't Amazon Prime, so we're not getting it.
Oh,
Mine broke. That's how good it was.
Isn't that the worst?
Yeah, I was like, God damn it. And now my vibrator's like broken. It's on the fritz.
I know.
Oh my God,
it's
it's
the
on the
worst.
fritz.
It's the
It's on
worst.
the
Once
fritz.
you have the vibrator and then it goes on the fritz, you're like, no,
Yeah.
I can't.
The worst. Yeah, so I have to find some replacements. But $100? That's crazy.
Really?
This one's
I feel like that's normal now. Like I just
Really?
bought one. I bought one for $100. Yeah, absolutely.
Now
and now
I know
it charges through your computer. Dan always says that it's downloading my data. I'm like, I'm like, yes, Dan. It's
Probably.
keeping track of our orgasms. Like he's always like, why are you plugging this into your computer? It seems like it's downloading. I'm like,
$100. Yeah, I've never spent more than
yes,
$10.
$100 because they end up breaking. Like if you
Yeah.
don't like this one is literally charged by like USB. Like. Honestly.
Like a charger. Like you just bring
I'll
it in your
bring
purse.
it in here. How do you think all the guys would love that? How do you think Charlie would react? I'm like, hey, Charlie, just like firing up my, just charging
We're going
my.
to charge it.
He would have a heart attack. He'd be like, what is this? A toy? Start playing with it. Like, oh, is this a stress reliever? Oh my God.
I got mine at like 26 or 27. And
Me
I'm
too.
32 now. So
Oh,
if
really?
it took that long to break,
Oh, years.
The
and it
rabbit
was like
is
maybe $20.
the rabbit is not $20
Well,
though.
it's probably a knockoff
Okay.
rabbit.
You bitch. I mean, it's not a real rabbit.
I was like,
knockoff.
what? She is definitely using a knockoff. Oh my God.
But it lasted a long time. I would say that's pretty good.
That's
it is.
really good. Yeah, I have never I don't know. Maybe my vagina's has teeth or something because mine don't last that long. Like they burn out. Maybe I need a lot of juice. I don't know.
Mine did. It has been on a slow decline.
Yeah,
It's
why is
burns
this
through batteries and
Well, I thought of you, AJ, when I saw the Squish. I was like, she needs that.
But what you hold it while you're having sex and you are the one controlling it?
Yeah, it's basically the size of a beauty blender. You squeeze it to get different sort of vibration levels. $99, mostly external for what you want, more clitoral stimulation. And they just say that women have had really good success with it. The ratings have been really good. So if you're in the market for one, there you go. Look into Squish. The vibrator that is changing women's sex lives. I think any vibrator will do. An electric toothbrush, whatever it takes.
I used to use a massage when I was little. I was like, why does this feel nice down there? And, it's so weird. Human nature, I swear. We eventually find out. If nobody told me, I would eventually find out about. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love you so much. I love the way you grew up. Oh, my God, it's so funny. You really are hysterical. I feel like I completely corrupt you too. You and Leslie, on the show, all the shit we talk about, and Shannon and I were always
But I realize it's so important to talk about your sex life and learning more about your body because I never did, and I was so closed off by that subject, and it almost feels liberating to talk about it with somebody. I can't talk about it with my mom. I feel awkward.
Oh my God, yeah, right. I know.
Well, she starts talking about the sex with my dad. I'm like, if you ever. Learning about what my dad's turn-ons are, I'm like, I'm
okay.
I'm dying. I'm dying. This is me dying, and I can't. So yeah, I have to talk about it with somebody else. I guess I talk about it with my friends, but
all right. Last story. You decide. Do you want to know the science of why we talk too much and how to shut up, or do you want to know the private airline company that promises ridiculous, cheap first-class flights for all of us? That essentially is now going to be I
need to know about this because
X.
Yes, I would love to know.
Me too, because this actually seems amazing. Aura is what it's called. AURA. They're coming to airports in major cities, sort of smaller airports in major U.S. cities, offering flights on regional jets. It's only, get this, how much do you think the membership, because they're going to have it a monthly membership program. How much do you think the membership is every month?
Well, I pay $200 for, I'm going to say $5.
Okay, close. But
really?
100. 100. Okay, not exactly $5, but I'm $100. That's not bad at all.
Well, you compared it to Uber, so I'm like, oh, $5 for an easy ride. Okay, wait. So you pay. Tell me how it works.
All right, here's the thing: the airline is offering membership programs. They start at $100 per month, where you become a key holder, which allows you access to lower points on all flights. Aura is set to take flight in 2019. Prices start at $280 for a one-way between Atlanta and Chicago. Non-key holders can get tickets starting at $560. But overall, I was like, okay, so would they say $280 for one way? I mean, that's pretty. You're talking $500 round trip from Atlanta.
You're
over
flying
500
first class. You get all free food on the plane.
So this is ridiculous. This setup. Okay, it's going to be 29 seats on each plane across two classes of service: First and Wave. First is not actually first class though. These passengers are in the main cabin. Each seat will have 44 inches of seat pitch, offering the most legroom in any domestic first class, according to Aura. For the sake of comparison, major airlines first class on domestic flights offer anywhere from 37 to 42-inch seat pitch. And so they look pretty amazing. This is what the cabin looks like. This is where you're sitting. I don't know if we have a picture of this.
We did have, I pulled up a picture, but
that's what it looks like. That's first class.
Oh, that's first class.
I mean, first class looks like if you've ever ridden Acela for Amtrak, the first class for Acela.
Oh, yes,
it kind of looks like that, but I mean, much nicer and newer.
And make sure I'm right near the snack cart.
Yeah, they have tons of snacks. They say that their meal offerings are going to be what passengers are going to start to know them for. First class passengers can dine on tapas from around the world. Wave passengers get a setup. About 24 hours before departure, passengers can choose a cut of beef, lamb, chicken, duck, or fish from their, quote, meat locker. An onboard chef will cook the meat any way you like it. Both classes can order from fresh sushi as well as sashimi on the menu. That sounds amazing.
I think Paul is calling me right now to let me know that he wants me to sign him up for his membership.
Why don't you try to call? Let's try to call my mom. See if we can get her on the phone. I want to ask her about this, and we haven't had her on the podcast in a long time. And then we have a couple of pineapple males, including a woman. I love this Brazilian woman who lives in the United States, but essentially credits our show for doing this for her, and it's hysterical. It's like close to orgasm, but not exactly. So we're going to talk to her. And then another woman, I always love to post, you can go to heyfrase.com. I always love to post my journey, my weight loss journey, and everything I've kind of learned on my Instagram. So you'll see like before and after pictures. I post them all. I don't give a damn. I want you to be inspired. Look, if I can do it, you can do it. Believe me. Okay. I've been through it. All highs, lows, emotional binge eater. I've eaten food out of the trash, everything. So if I can do it, you can do it. So anyway, she was very moved by the latest before and after picture that I put up, and she wrote in. So I want to read that email. AJ, is she on the phone? Do we think we have her?
Yeah, I'm putting in the number.
Okay, put the number in. I'm going to read one of our pineapple mails while you're doing that. And this one is from a woman in Brazil. So I want to know what you guys think about this. She says, Sarah, I absolutely love the podcast. Even though I'm from Brazil, I love America, and I've been listening to you now and the podcast show for over a year. It gets me through my day. I also have to tell you that I love learning English from you, and your podcast has now given me a broader vocabulary. I've learned how to curse in English thanks to you. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Like your boyfriend, Dan, I'm a devoted soccer fan, and my Brazilian friends and family are following World Cup, which in this country seems like it's not even happening. Anyway, I'm glad that you wrote me back. Thank you. Keep doing a great job with the podcast, and I will continue to listen and improve my English skills. We're always here for you. Love to help. Anything that you need. Okay. Here we go. We're calling my mom. Let's see if she picks up.
There we go.
It's ringing.
It's ringing.
May not get any reception out in the lavender fields.
Yeah, isn't she busy right now?
Yeah, she could be.
Your call has been forwarded to an
I mean, what
automated
is she
voice
doing?
system. 2
All right.
She's too busy for you, Sarah.
She is. That's fine. I want to know what you think about this, AJ. We'll do pineapple mail. We'll get her on the show next week. All right. This one is also from a woman named Connie. She says to me, hey, Sarah, my name's Connie. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and I have been overweight for many years. In fact, my whole life. And I've never let it get to me. Always had high self-esteem. In the last couple of years, I've seen a change in me. I've gained a lot of weight. My anxiety would run high. I would avoid outing and have become depressed. A few months ago, I started taking therapy sessions, and they've helped a lot. I've started to feel a lot more like myself. There's a set of photo shoots that I've been interested in doing for a while now. However, I have no friends, no one to encourage me or accompany me. I've seen a couple of your posts, and I love the energy of high self-esteem and body acceptance you promote. Here's where I would ask for help. I was hoping that maybe for a day, would you be my gal pal and accompany me to a shoot? I found a deal on Groupon that's not too bad, and I was hoping to attend a session within this month. Bit of a rush, I know, but something I should mention, and this is a bit of a secret, but I'm having bypass surgery at the end of this month. I'm having my surgery for health reasons. I've tried many things to lose weight, but nothing works. After talks with my doctor, we agree that this is the best for me. No one really knows this, and it's kind of embarrassing for me to let people know. I've only told my sister and my mom, and they're on board with my plan. This is why I want to do a photo shoot. I love me for me. I don't want to forget that. I don't want to forget who I am. I want to celebrate me and my body. I'm not doing the surgery because I dislike being fat. I'm doing it for my health. I want to celebrate my sexiness, LOL. I hope to hear back from you in time. So I think it'd be amazing if we went with Connie.
Sarah, the only answer here is hell yeah.
I know, hell yeah, but she gives the date of when she's having the surgery, and it's like literally a week from now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off. I feel like I'm going to really try because I think that's amazing.
That is so amazing. Her story is amazing. And
Yes.
I love that she's always been comfortable with her body.
And Connie, you shouldn't be embarrassed at all. You know, Chuck Carroll, who's been on this show, who we talk about all the time, Chuck did gastric bypass. He lost like over 300 pounds. He's kept it off now 6-7 years. He works for Dr. Bernard, the famous What the Health doctor. He's like incredible. So you shouldn't be at all embarrassed. I know that it's a big undertaking. And I think sometimes too, like the gastric bypass surgery, you really have to shift everything in your life. And it's mental, it's physical, it's emotional. So I know it's a lot, but oh my God, own it. Girl, I know so many people that are doing it. They've been so happy. And no matter how you get there, like I never judge people. I always do want people to know, personally, diets don't work. I feel like they don't. And actually, the science is there for that. Usually 95% of people, once they go on a diet within 3 to 4 years of going on that diet, they gain all the weight back and then more. And that's actually like a legit science study. But if you really have done the research, this is the best for your health. Sounds like it is. Connie, you should don't worry about it. I mean, that's so great that it's all about your health. It's great that you're taking control of your future. And I'm so proud of you. And we're going to try to be there because I think that would be really amazing.
I would not miss that. I'll do a whole before-after video. We'll do a fun photo shoot.
The
We'll
whole
bring
thing.
drinks. The whole thing.
The whole thing, Connie. All right. Well, I'm going to be writing you back. AJ and I are going to be writing you back. You guys can always send us your pineapple mails. It's sarah@heyfrase.com. Love you guys lots. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to share the podcast and also leave us a review on iTunes. Just search Hey Frase Podcast and then boom, hit 5 stars. Tell us what you love about the show. All right, you guys. Love, love, love. We'll see you soon. And, wait, I got to plug in the thing. Hold on. Stim, I was like, wait a minute. Where's it coming from? What? Okay, here we go. All right, everybody.
There we are.
Bye.